We use this bicar patterned plastic, get it from Miami. We use Tyvek for years. You can buy it at any big box store or even the generic Tyvek. This stuff's clear. It's expensive. I've started using this stuff. It makes patterning so much easier. So here's what I've learned. Here's the most valuable thing I ever learned in boat camp. So when you walk around the marina and you look at the boats, what you see is zippers everywhere. For the most part, I personally think zippers are ugly, so I try to hide them. More to the point is the sun destroys the zippers, and on the inside, they bang against the beautiful fiberglass on the boat. So here's what we do to solve that problem. Here's the most important thing I ever learned doing boat canvas. Don Venning was a engineer, retired from Ford Motor Company. He was our shop foreman for a number of years. And this was his idea. And man, I've never changed it. It's been 10 years. So here's your panel, right? You're going to have a zipper in the middle of your panel, and there's all kind of ways when you go around to the marina and you see all different ways that they did it. The problem is, number one is, you see it. I think the zippers look terrible. I do everything in my power to get rid of seeing zippers. It's the only plastic cheap thing on the boat. Second to that, and more importantly, the zipper's the first part to fail. The sun just eats it and eats it and eats it, and on the inside, it's just banging on the boat, which, come on, man, there's all kind of problems with the zipper. So here's how I solve it, and man, this is the best way. If you got a better way, leave a video, and I'll change tomorrow. So here's your panel. You're going to put your zipper right here in the middle. Bam. So you can find that and zip it. You can face it and zip it. You can double face it and put the zipper in the middle. You can do what I used to do and finish it, then sew a flap onto the outside of it. You see that a fair amount. What we do now is pretty simple. So here's your zip. And here's the edge of your canvas. It's going to be here, right? And then, likewise back to here. So here's your hemline. And that side's done. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 inch. And then we're going to put our 2-inch hem on the outside of that. Then we're going to cut it all down and get it ready to sew. All right, there's one side. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now, same thing. We're going to add 1 inch. And then we're going to put our 2 inch in on the outside of that. All right, follow me to the sewing machine. I'll show you what to do. Don't forget, put some wind in the sails of our pirate ship. Like this video. Thank you. I drew all this out in yellow and I'm sewing it in with black so you can see. I don't recommend putting lines on it that strong. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew my hem top and bottom. When you make a mistake and you break thread, I know none of you guys would ever break thread while you're sewing. What I do is I just clean it up real good. Then I take it back 2 or 3 stitches, and then I just stick it right in the hole that it was already in. And in theory, it'll hit the same holes on the way back out. And then I just clean it back up afterwards. And that's all I do. It does make a little thick spot there, but it'll fade away. Nobody's ever called me on it. All right, now here's the trick of the day. I learned this from a cabinet maker. So we always do our top and bottom sections first, and then our vertical sections in the sewing. That way, if you're off a little bit, not that anybody would ever be off, you have a little bit of distance between the pillars before your horizontals have to line up. You know me, it's all about allowance, man. Allowance. This stuff is hard to do. Now, see, I put that little tuck in there because that was going to be long, and the outside of the panel is there. So my little tuck on the inside where nobody can see it saved my edge from not being equal. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Hold on. Let me sew the other side first. Have a complete lesson. Sorry. Okay, all right. Okay, let's have our lesson. All right. So what we got here is we got gray temper test. What we're doing is we're showing how to make a panel in the real world. Now, you see this line I got there? That represents the center of the panel. But look, when you overlap it, guess what happens? You got 1 inch that way and 1 inch that way. So now when you sew your zipper down on it, and like I don't even pay attention, I just pick the middle and just sew it straight down. Now you're sewing this edge of the zipper, very important. That side's open. And now what I typically do is I get some sort of marking utensil. I take it upside down. I put my other piece upside down. I line them up. I open my canvas and I just mark the zipper. I'll do a 1 notch. I'll do a 1 notch and I'll do a 2 notch. That way I know I'm in the right place. What that notch does for me is a few things. That notch tells me where my zipper needs to be, because I got 1 and 2 that'll tell me what direction it needs to go. And it also tells me where it needs to be this direction. And see, like normal, the zipper looks like it grew a little bit. The canvas is a lot harder than that. So when you unzip it, it kind of relaxes. That's why it's important to put the notches on there. And then bam, just sew it down straight. Don't even think about it. This temper test so easy. Just sew it down nice and straight. Don't even think about it. And now, drum roll. Here's your finished product. Don't forget, keep some wind in the sails of our pirate ship. Like this video, tell a friend, share, subscribe. Look at that. Now, the sun will not destroy the zipper. The zipper will not destroy the boat. And I don't have to look at that ugly, ridiculous plastic zipper. Like this video, tell a friend, share, like, subscribe, keep some wind in the sails of our pirate ship. Thank you.